What's going on, guys? Gamer Dude back once again with some more informative gaming news. But before we begin, y'all know the routine, or at least I hope you do by now. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you smash that like button and drop me a subscribe, because it would just be your good deed of the day. Same applies if you are a returning viewer. Now then, straight into things. As you can see, we are talking about Naughty Dog and The Last of Us Part 3. Now, it would appear that the makers of The Last of Us have begun work on its next new big budget game, but unfortunately, it doesn't sound like it's a sequel to anything that they've done before. So it's not an Uncharted sequel, and it's not The Last of Us Part 3. So in this video, we're going to be discussing what it could actually be, breaking it down, and I'm just going to be giving you any information I have found regarding this. Now, if you don't count all the remakes and remasters that Naughty Dog have done in recent years, it's now getting on for 3 years since Naughty Dog actually released a new game. And that was The Last of Us Part 2. Now, while their next title is known to be a multiplayer spin-off for The Last of Us, similar to Factions from the first game, which could or could not be coming out sometime this year, as we still know virtually nothing about it. But yeah, anyway. According to a new interview with The Last of Us co-director in terms of both the game and the show, Neil Druckmann, more information will be released, and I quote, later this year. But he's revealed that the studio's next project after that is already currently in development. Previously, he did say that it would be either The Last of Us Part 3 or a brand new IP. And given the way he's talking about it, sounds very much like it is going to be something entirely different. So it looks like they've done away with Uncharted. They're doing away, at least for now, with The Last of Us, at least while the show's running. You know, that's keeping people busy. So I think it's a bad case of, well, we don't really need to release a new game because the show's doing well. Now, Druckmann didn't officially confirm anything either way, but he did acknowledge that fans wanted a third Last of Us game. You know, whether it be to conclude the story, start a new story, bridge off the story, to bring in new characters and start a completely new series of games with it, or just, you know, conclude it completely, you know, finish Ellie's story, bring her story to a conclusion. Now, however, he did state that the next game has already been chosen, implying that the decision had been made before the TV show was out and became such a big hit. That alone suggests it isn't The Last of Us Part 3. You know, as I was just saying, it could be a bad case of, well, the show's keeping people busy for a while, it's keeping people occupied. We don't really need to worry about another Last of Us game while that is ongoing. Now, it's the studio as a whole chose the one it was most excited for. And, you know, they're basically saying they've chosen one that could sustain their interest and passion for years to come. So it does suggest that they're starting a new franchise, given they've said for years to come. Now, it's the way it's all worded. It just sounds very much like he's implying the new game is not The Last of Us Part 3. There is a chance it's another spin-off game, but it does sound much more likely that it's a new IP. We do, however, know for a certainty it is not a new Uncharted game, as Naughty Dog has already stated they're finished with that franchise. Which is unfortunate, because they could have done a series of spin-off games. Uncharted 4 ended beautifully. You know, there's no need to continue with Nathan Drake's story. I agree. Nathan Drake's story is finished. That's done. Beautiful ending. But then we got Lost Legacy with Chloe. And that just opened up a whole new can of worms in terms of spin-offs because Sam appeared in it. So they could have done another spin-off game featuring Sam and Sully. I would have loved to have seen that. But sadly, Naughty Dog have said they're finished with the franchise entirely. Now, Neil Druckmann has refused to talk much about future games while doing the press for the TV show. But now the TV show is actually finished. He has been a little bit more open, revealing that Naughty Dog has greatly expanded in size recently and now has the capacity to make multiple games at once. So maybe they'll actually release a properly finished game instead of just half a game and then the rest of it's locked behind a paywall, or half a game that's broken. Yeah, you see where I'm going with that. Now, assuming they can do at least 2 AAA games at a time suggests a huge number of staff members are currently at Naughty Dog. With Druckmann mentioning a large team of producers, directors, and writers that allow them to be more organized and take on more work. Which, for a big AAA company like Naughty Dog, that is what you want. Naughty Dog has delivered some bangers over the years, and I'm not just talking Last of Us or Uncharted. They have done some serious games. They've done the likes of Jak and Daxter, Crash Team Racing, Crash Bandicoot Warped, all the original Crash Bandicoot games that we came to love. Rings of Power, Way of the Warrior, Math Jam, Dream Zone, Daxter. Naughty Dog have delivered a lot of bangers over the years. And it's safe to say that they want to continue doing that. Unknown whether or not they're going to make a new Jak and Daxter game or another Crash Bandicoot game, given the state of what's actually happening with Crash Bandicoot right now. Because the recent Crash Bandicoot game to come out is basically just Fortnite in the style of Crash Bandicoot. It's a little bit weird, but if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But one big side effect of all this is that Neil Druckmann, the head of Naughty Dog, won't personally be as involved with any of the future projects. So I'm not too sure how to take that. Should we think, well, if he's not going to be involved, is it just going to be someone else calling the shots and it's going to be terrible? Or is he just going to be there, just giving creative insights? He turns up to board meetings and other such meetings and he's like, yeah, that's a good idea, do that. Or, no, that's a bad idea, don't do that. And then he's out. Or is he just going to be like, yeah, do what you want? Because if it's a case of that, yeah, do what you want, then the games aren't going to turn out very, very well. It's because of Druckmann that The Last of Us and Uncharted and even the remasters of Crash Bandicoot and that recent Crash Bandicoot game, the Crash Bandicoot 4, was so successful because he was the head of it. He was the one in charge. He was the one calling the shots. He was the one pointing the finger, telling people what to do, how to do it, and what to do. So with him not personally as involved in future projects, it's kind of on the nose as where the future of it is going. But yes, so what we do know is they have a new project in the works. Obviously, we've got the Last of Us multiplayer game coming, the spin-off from The Last of Us 2, that is. There's that new Crash Bandicoot Rumble game come out that's basically a carbon copy of Fortnite. But other than that, we know nothing about their future because they're done with Uncharted. They've said that wholeheartedly, that Uncharted is finished and done. Unless they decide to reboot it completely, which I'd be totally game for. New cast, new characters, just reboot. Fair enough. This new project they're working on is not The Last of Us Part 3 because, like I say, it's a bad case of, on their end, it's like, well, the show's doing so well. This season 2's been slated. And when the writer's strike is over, season 2 will continue production, and we'll probably get season 2 late 2024, early 2025. So a Last of Us Part 3 game, maybe 2027, announced in 2026, possibly. But that's just my personal opinion anyway. But Drunkman, before we go, Drunkman has also revealed that he isn't the lead director or writer for the multiplayer game of The Last of Us. He is just overseeing it. So again, whether it comes down to him just overseeing any future projects they do with him not being as involved is yet to be known. But yeah, that's just about all I could pick up on this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you all once again for stopping in. I really do appreciate it. Thank you all once again for your patience with me regarding the lack of content. As you guys know, I've had a pretty tough year. Started out with agonizing back pain and foot pain, so I could barely even sit down, let alone play a game. Then when I got over that, I got COVID, so I had to put a hold on more content. Then when I got over COVID, I was forced with an eviction notice from my apartment, so I had to go through the grueling process of finding a new place to live. Then when I did find a new place to live, I had to get everything set up, electric, internet and everything. And then my internet was just completely for crap, let's say, putting it nicely. And it's only just now been fixed. So hopefully Gamer Dude is back and I can bring you some live streams. I've got a lot planned. I've got a lot of backlogged videos that need uploading. As it is, I recorded this one a while ago, but I'm re-recording it now because it makes more sense just to do that. But yeah, future content, we've got Horizon Forbidden West DLC. There's some new DLC for Gran Turismo. There's some new updates for Hogwarts Legacy. There's some new updates for the Saints Row game, Gotham Knights, Star Trek Resurgence. There's that new Expanse Telltale game that I'm thinking of getting. So there's a lot to break down and uncover. But yeah, that's it for this video then. So you all know the routine. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you smash that like button and drop me a subscribe because it would just be your good deed of the day. Same applies if you are a returning viewer. So until the next one, this has been Gamer Dude. Happy gaming, and I'll catch you all in the next one, guys.